If you have a band, actually, just grab your band and have that to hand. You don't need it, but if you want to use one, then have. Oh, that was nearly my first my first big fall in front of everyone. I'm surprised it's not happened yet, actually. I usually trip up over fresh air. So okay, so we're going to start standing, feet hip width apart. Close the eyes. In fact, just give the arms a bit of a shake. Relax the arms down by the side. A bit of a shake out through the legs. And then just find a standing position with the arms heavy. So almost trying to pull the arms down by the side. And as the hands pull down by the side, you're trying to lift the crown of the head. So lengthening through the spine, pushing down into the feet. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. So there's two of you just came in. So you're just standing, feet about hip width apart, arms down by the side. Taking a few moments just to ground yourself, to be present, maybe lift all 10 toes and then spread all 10 toes back down into the ground. And just notice if your shoulders have fallen forwards, slightly squeeze between the shoulder blades and bring the shoulders back, open across the collarbones. So there's already more length, more height through the spine than there was when we walked to our practice this morning. And we're going to try and hold that throughout the class. Take a big breath in. And out. Lift the hands, take them to the side of the rib cage, so not onto the hips, but just up a little bit wider. So it's kind of uncomfortable to get up right to the side of the rib cage. You're going to breathe in and push the rib cage into the hands. And then as you exhale, you can almost push the rib cage back down and in. Inhale, feel the rib cage expand out to the side. Exhale, feel the rib cage draw down and in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, down and in. Two more, inhale, expand. Exhale, down and in. Last one, big breath. And exhale. And then change the position of the hands. Now just bring the hands, place them on the front of the belly. Breathe in, push the belly into the hands. And as you breathe out, try and pull the waist in away from the hands. Inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, draw the waist in. 3 here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This last one, let the belly expand. And then you're going to pull in and hold in. So draw the navel to the spine, maintain that inward connection, drop the arms down by the side, chin into chest, and you're going to round through the spine. So curl through the upper back, pull the navel in, round the spine down. Knees can soften. Keep scooping in through the waist, pulling the obliques in from the side, rolling the spine down until the hands come towards the feet. Might be a bit stiff on the first couple. And then push into the feet, pull the waist in, tuck the tailbone under, roll back up. As you roll up, really feeling that connection in and around the waist. Stand tall, shoulders stack, crown stacks, and then reverse, so chin into chest. Coming from the side, so you can see, I want you to really pull in through the waist. So that's super strong in around the lower back. Let the body relax forwards. Knees can soften, so there's not too much strain through the backs of the legs. Not particularly worried about the hamstrings first thing in the morning, thinking more about mobilizing through the back. Come down all the way into your forward fold and then push the feet down, pull the waist in, roll the spine back up.
As you're rolling up, almost try and twist the feet down into the floor. So almost try and turn your toes out and your heels in. So like this corkscrew motion down into the ground. So there's real strength and connection all the way up through the inner thighs. Go once more. Chin into chest. Waist pulls in. Slowly round down. Curling down. All the way. Pulling the navel to spine. Relaxing the body down. Let the body hang heavy. And widen the space between the feet. So you just come into a more comfortable forward fold. Hold opposite elbows. Truly relax the weight of the head so you don't need to see where you're going. Let the back of the neck be relaxed. Just try and drop the weight of the upper body. Think about how heavy the head, the neck, and the shoulders are. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then relax the hands down to the floor. If you have a band, grab your band. If you don't, you're going to do exactly the same exercise, but without, so that's fine. You're going to slide it around the feet. So it's kind of like where a stirrup would go across my feet, right across the middle. Hands to the hips, bend into the knees. I'm going to transfer more of my weight to the left leg. And I'm just going to reach that right foot out to the side and then bring it back in. Reach it out to the side and bring it back in. So if you don't have a band, it's exactly the same. You're just going to reach out and come back in. Reach out and come back in. So it's quite a lot of work to stabilize around the lower back and the pelvis, just as much as there is through the legs. Stay bent in that left knee. And this is where, as I said, if you're near a wall, this is the only wall I can grab, you can just stabilize slightly with your fingers, so either in front of you or to the side. It's not going to detach from how much work there is through the legs if you use a little bit of help by holding onto the side. Go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it to the side, and you're just going to lift and lower, lift and lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that right foot down, transfer the weight over. Left leg comes in and steps out. Comes in and steps out. And you can see I'm even doing it. Try not to lean over. Try and hold yourself upright. So again, you might use the wall. 8, 7, 6, 5. If you have a really strong band, this will be really hard. You might want to get rid of it because there's still, I promise you, loads of work without a band. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Try and make yourself stand a little bit taller. Pulse. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let that go. Take the band away. And then you are going to need a wall. So a wall or a surface top of some kind, just for a little bit of balance. Bring the feet close together now. So my toes are touching and my heels are touching, the inner ankles. I'm going to rise up onto my tiptoes. Hold it. Just check the position of your spine. So shoulders over hips. And just breathe. And then you're going to really slowly, imagine your back is against a wall. So you can't lean back. And you're not going to let yourself fall forwards. Slowly bend the knees. I'm on my tiptoes. I'm on the balls of my feet. And I'm going to rise back up. Slowly bend the knees. Keep the waist pulling in. Slowly stand back up.
staying on the balls of the feet. And back up. So just like you're sliding your spine up and down a wall. Okay, take it down, and on this one you're going to hold. So stay there. What we're going to do is tilt the tailbone under, draw the navel in, hold that for a moment, and then release. Let the tailbone go back. Tuck under, and send it back. You've got 5 more. Under, try your best to stay on the toes. Release, just 4, and then we're coming off. And release. When you tuck under, really try and pull the waist in, find that connection. And release. 2. And release. Last one. And release. Relax the heels down. And then using the wall for support, just bend one knee, hold the foot behind, stretch out that hip. So keep the knees about together. Pull that foot in towards the back of the hips. And then just go other side. Oh, I can't get my breath back from that first exercise. Okay, and then release. One more here. So on the toes, rise all the way up. So you're on the balls of the feet. And then you're going to bend back down into the knees. I'm going to come this way so you can see. I'm going to stay on the balls of my feet. Open the knees and close. Open and close. Pull the navel into the spine. Just want you to control that external rotation, that opening and closing. Opening and closing. So open and close, open and close. Loads of stabilization through the ankles as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close, stand tall, fold all the way forwards, hands to the floor. And if you aren't already on your mat, just go and find your mat and come down onto all fours. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, look forwards, open through the front of the body. Exhale, arch and round through the spine. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, arch and round. Neutral spine, so somewhere between the two. Extend the right leg back, lift the right leg off the floor. Try and kick that right heel to the back of the room. Now, as you do that, just notice if you drop around the center of the body, slightly pull the navel in, reaching that right heel away from you. Tiny pulses, so like an inch of movement, doesn't need to be any more. That's going to come from the right hip. So the rest of your body is still, the torso is still. There's just a little bit of movement coming from the right hip, up and down with that right heel. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look towards the left knee. So it's going to help you not compress too much in the lower back. Bend the right knee. So now I'm kicking my right heel up to the sky. Same movement. I'm just going to lift slightly and lower. There's just a bend in the knee, but it's the same. Lift from the right hip and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Push down a little harder into that right hand, and then you don't find yourself swaying over to the left. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the right leg again. Lower the toes to the floor. Keep the leg long. Lift the right leg back up. Lower the toes to the floor. and lift the right leg. I would encourage you to stay looking at the left knee. What happens in the neck tends to get mirrored with what happens in the lower back. So if we keep extension in the neck by looking down, keep flexion in the neck, then we keep the lower back flexed. I've probably done that exercise with a couple of you where we hold our head and our lower back. I want to keep the lower back nice and spacious. Okay, we've got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that right leg lifted. Tuck the left toes. Downward dog with the right leg reaching up to the sky. I'm too far back. Right leg reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right knee into the chest. Inhale, reach the right leg back. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, bring in. Inhale, stretch back. And bring in. Step the right foot forwards. Rise up to a high lunge. Reach the arms up to the sky. Stabilize yourself. So if you need to, take the feet a little bit wider so you're more comfortable. Lower that back knee towards the floor, but don't let it touch. And just lift halfway. Lower down. Lift halfway. Lower down. Lift halfway. 4 more. Lift. Lift. You can keep pulling the waist in away from that front thigh. And then lean the torso forward so we have this long line all the way through the back leg. And now you should really feel that into the right thigh and the right hip. Bring the arms down by the side. Palms to face in towards one another and try and close the gap underneath the arms. So I want you to feel a squeeze into the back of the shoulders. Keep the arms in really close to the body, but pulse the hands as if they're going to try and touch one another. So you're squeezing the arms into the side of the body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Take 3 big breaths in and out. 1. Breathe in. Out 2. Give the head and the neck a shake. Inhale. Exhale. Rest the knees to the floor. A neutral position through the spine. And I'll just demonstrate what I meant because I think I waffled before and people probably thought, what the hell was I on about? So if you just take a glance, if I look forwards, what happens in the back of my neck also happens in my lower back. So I compress in the neck and it encourages me to dip in the back. If I release the back of the neck and I look down towards my knees, naturally the lower back opens a little bit as well. So it just keeps a nicer position around the lower back. So if you're ever doing these exercises with your leg and you find, oh, I'm starting to feel it in my back, look down towards the knees and pull the waist in and it'll just stop any compression in the lower back. Okay, lecture over. Take the left leg back. So you can pull the waist in, you can glance to the right knee and then lift the left leg off the floor. You're just holding it there first of all. So finding a line of strength from the heel to the hip, to the shoulders, and then small pulses. Tiny little lifts. Coming from the left hip, the left glutes, maybe a little bit into the left hamstring. So working the posterior chain. And when we spend the day sat down at a desk, the posterior chain does nada. So it's a good idea to get it moving first thing in the morning. Okay, go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend that left knee. So my left heel is kicking up towards the ceiling. I'm going to kick to the ceiling and lower, kick and lower. Just push a little more weight into the left hand so you don't find yourself dropping over to the right. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend that left leg, toes tap the floor, lift back up. Toes tap the floor, lift back up. So long through that left leg, trying to reach for the back of the room. Lengthen and lower, lengthen and lift. Lengthen and lower, lengthen and lift. Go for 6, lift, 5, lift, 4, lift, 3, lift, 2, lift. Last one. Lift, keep it there, tuck your right toes, lift the left leg up to the sky, big breath in. Big breath out, bring that left knee into the chest. Big breath in, stretch the left leg back. Big breath out, bring the knee in, carry it in as high as you can. Inhale, lift back. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lift back. On this one, you're going to pull in and step that left foot forward. So if you need to use the hand, carry it forwards, rise up, high lunge. And then make sure you have space between the feet widthways. So not lengthways, you probably all got that fine, but if you're on a tightrope, it makes things really hard. Arms up to the sky. Lower down as if you're about to touch the floor. Lift halfway. So you're not letting yourself come all the way out of it. You're just lowering in the bottom half, lifting back to midway. Lower, lift, lower, lift, 3, lift, 2, lift. Last one, lift. Lean the body forwards. So when you lean forwards now, the strength should come into this left leg. You're going to swing the arms down by the side, hands face in towards one another, and try and squeeze the upper arms into the side of the body. Keep that connection, that's not going anywhere. Elbows stay still. You're just going to bend, bring the hands towards the shoulders, and then extend and straighten the arms. Keep that squeeze beneath the armpits, so bend at the elbows. Extend through the arms. Bend. And extend, try and keep the waist in. I know that left leg, well, my left leg is burning. 3. And 2. Last one. Take the hands down to the floor. Rest the right knee and rest the left knee. Take a breath in. Open the chest, look forwards. Take a breath out and round. And then sit back into a child's pose. So rest the hips back. Maybe stack the hands so you have a tower on which you can rest the head. If you're further away from the ground than that, you can always just push the elbows down into the floor and rest the forehead in the hands. I know it doesn't look very comfortable, but it gives you a bit of a halfway point. Breathe in and breathe out. Slow the breath right down. 5 more in and out. Think about how big you tried to make the breath when we were initially standing. So push the rib cage out, expand the belly, and then draw down and in. Expand. And retract. Expand. and retract. Last 2. Last 1. Okay. Then we're going to come onto our sides. If you have, grab a circle. A ball will also do the trick. So you're going to use either, and I'm going to give you options. So we're going to start on our right-hand side. So we don't need either just to start with. Down on my right elbow. And my right elbow is horizontal to the top of the mat. Knees are bent, heels are below my hips. If I draw a straight line down with my arm, I kind of hit my hips and I point towards my toes. And then I'm going to extend the top leg. So just my bottom leg is bent. I'm going to push into that bottom shin and lift the hip off the floor. So I'm resting on just my right shin. Take your left arm up to the sky. Big breath in. Lift that bottom hip up, that's it. And then exhale, rotate that left arm underneath the body so the spine twists. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate. As you rotate, try and pull the navel into the spine. So there's a strong twist through the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Right, there's 3 more. If you want something a bit harder, both legs are straight. So inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Rest down to the floor. So whole body down. Stretch your right arm out overhead. So lying all the way down. Rest the head onto the bicep. Bend the bottom leg so the knee is at 90 degrees. Just the top leg is long. I'm going to use the left hand for a little bit of support in front of you. Lift the left leg, but imagine you're lifting it against a heavy weight. So don't just fling it up to the sky. Imagine there's a heavy weight on the ankle and you're slowly lifting and slowly lowering. And as you do that, completely relax the foot so the foot's floppy. So there's no stress in the ankle, it's all coming from the hip. Go for 8. So slow it down. 7. If you don't do as many as me because you're going super slow, that's absolutely fine. The slower you go, the more you'll feel it. To feel like you're moving the foot through really heavy water. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Hold it there. You're going to use the left hand for support. Now pull the left toes to the face so the ankle is now active. Bring that left leg straight all the way in front of you. So you're kicking away from you. Keep it that high. Drive it back. If anything, you can try and go a little bit higher because naturally it will drop. Bring it forwards. Keep it high. Take it back. Slow it down. To feel that extension in the back of the hip, bring it forwards. And take it back. Bring it forwards. And take it back. 1 more, and we're going to hold it at the back. So bring it forwards. And take it back. Keep the foot active, so keep the toes pulling back towards you. Tiny lifts. So should be feeling that all the way around the top hip for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee all the way in front of you. Let it come to the floor. That should feel like quite a stretch. If you want a bit more, you can rest the right hand on the left thigh and lean the body back. So there's a twist through the spine as well that will just deepen the stretch through the hip. So just take whatever option you need. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. And then lie onto your back. So just shift where you are. So you come onto your back. So back flat to the floor. Bring the knees into a tabletop position. Going to take the hands to your back of the head. Lift the head, neck, shoulders up off the floor. Pull the waist in. Extend the right leg up to the sky. You're going to take the right leg down so that the shin is in line with the foot. Open a circle out to the side and bring the knees back together. So take the right shin down to the left foot. Draw a circle out to the side and then bring the knees back together. Lower the leg, draw a circle out to the side and bring them back together. Lower the leg, circle out to the side and bring it back together. This time you're just going to lower away from you all the way down and lift back up. Lower away and lift back up. 6 more. Lift. Trying to push the lower back into the floor. Trying to keep the elbows wide, the chest lifted. And if the neck gets tight, relax the weight of the head into the hands. 2. Last one. Bring both knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. And then roll over onto your left-hand side. So I'm just going to spin so I can better see you. So you're on your left-hand side, starting with the elbow, the forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Bottom knee is bent, top leg is long. You're going to start by pushing into that bottom shin, lifting your hip. The higher you lift that hip, more space you're going to create. If you're here, it gets hard to kind of rotate. So really try and pull that hip up. Reach the top arm to the sky. Big breath in. As you breathe out, take that right hand, thread it underneath the left side of the body. Let the spine twist. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, can you pull the waist in? Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. You have 4 more. So if on the other side you transitioned into a plank, you can do that here. Last 2. Last one. And then rest. If you didn't get all the way through those, don't worry, because I remember when I first did it, I thought it was near impossible. So it just takes time to build up to these things. But if I only did 2 and then said, right, that's it, it'd be a very short class. So I have to give you them and you just work up towards them. So bottom knee is bent. That top leg is heavy. So remember, we're pushing against resistance. We're going to relax the right foot and slowly lift that right leg. And then let that right leg come down. Slowly lift the right leg. And come down. If that's quick, I want you to slow it down half the speed. Shouldn't be any jolting. It should be a slow movement up and a slow movement down. Waking up around that right hip. 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, you're going to keep that leg there. You're going to need to use the right hand to support you. Pull the right toes back to the face. Kick that leg forwards. Keep it high. Don't let it drop. And then take it back. Find the extension in the back of the hip when you get to the back of that movement. So drive it forwards. Keep it high. And then it's the muscles on the back of the leg that pull the right leg back. Bring it forwards. And take it back. Try not to let it lower. Bring it forwards, just 3 more. And take it back. 2. And back. 1. And back. Hold it there. This is the last and the worst little bit, I think. It's tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee all the way in above the left knee. You're going to stay there if that's enough of a stretch, or if you want a bit more, reach the right arm and the right shoulder back. So we get an opening stretch across that right hip. Take a big breath. And exhale. Take a big breath. And exhale. 1 more. And let it go. Roll onto your back. So same position as before. Back flat to the floor. Tuck your tailbone under a little, so more of the lower back is pushing down. Bring the shins off, parallel to the floor, so feet off the ground. Take the back of the head, lift the head, neck, shoulders, and then if it's tense in the neck, relax the weight of the head. It's the abdominals we're trying to work, not the neck muscles. Extend the right leg. Lower the right shin towards the left foot. Sweep the leg out to the side, draw a circle. Lower down. Draw a circle. 4. And draw. 3. Try and keep your elbows out wide. Try not to squash your head. 2. And 1. You're going to hold it there. Lower down. And lift. Lower. And lift. Lower. And lift. 4, 3. Lift. 2. Lift. Last one. And lift. Bring both knees into the chest. Give a rock from side to side. And then instead of rocking side to side, up and down a little. And you're going to come to a seat. So take a couple of times up and down through the spine until the feet land to the floor. So if you have a ball, take the ball and place it right into the base of the lower back, almost so it like props you up a little bit and you're able to curl into that ball and really push the lower back down, pull the belly in. So it feels almost like you're bracing. I want you to be able to take nice big breaths, but you're holding yourself there. If you don't have a ball, you're doing the same just without the ball. So you've just got to think about the front of the body pulling in. And then if you have a circle, you're grabbing that as well, pulling the belly in. Hands are out, fingers are long. So if you don't have a circle, do exactly the same. We're going to inhale, reach overhead until the ears and the biceps come in line. Exhale, bring it down. If you have a ball, it's a little, it's kind of easier and harder. The exercise maybe just works a bit better, but you're reaching your arms up until they pass. Exhale, bringing it down. If you don't have a circle, you're doing the same. Inhale. Exhale. Everyone's super thinking about bringing the waist in. Inhale. Exhale. Last 3. And bring it down, fingers long, so don't grab the circle, have your fingers long. 2. Last 1. You're going to hold it there, and then take the circle over to the right, draw a semicircle, bring it up and over to the left. So keep pulling the waist in, drawing that semicircle. If you don't have that, obviously you're just using the arms, a semicircle of movement. Pull the waist in and breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, breathe, breathe. Last 1. And then let the circle go. If you had it, hold on to the knees. Just lift yourself up. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Take that circle, the ball, sorry, out of the way if it was there. And roll the spine down to the floor. Plant the feet down to the ground. Have the arms the length of the body so the fingers are reaching down towards the toes. Tuck the tailbone under, so start that movement by super gently tilting the tailbone under, and then you're going to roll all the way up through the spine. It's a slow, controlled movement. And hopefully you should still be able to feel that work through the body, through the front of the body in particular. I mean, I hope you're going to be able to feel it all day, maybe even a little bit into tomorrow. Tilt the tailbone under, squeeze the glutes. I want you to really strengthen through the back of the hips. Relax the head. So the head doesn't need to get involved, the neck doesn't need to get involved, the head should be heavy. Tuck that tailbone under. And then you're going to lower the hips down halfway, hold it, tilt the tailbone and push back up. Lower halfway and push back up. Lower halfway and push back up. For 10. I want you to make sure you're engaging the glutes at the top so you really get that full amount of support through the backs of the hips. 8. I know it doesn't feel like a huge movement, but it's going to feel better next time we roll all the way down. Go for another 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Now from this position, tuck the tailbone and roll all the way down. So find all that length through the spine as you lower the hips towards the floor. Really take your time. Lengthen the tailbone down. Okay. And then this next one is quite hard. At first you won't feel like both hips move up at the same time, but we're going to practice it because that's the only way we're going to get there. So bring the knee into the chest and then kick that leg up to the sky. So if your hamstrings allow that leg to be straight, congratulations. But if it's just bent, that's fine. You're going to drive down into that left foot, but I want both hips to lift at the same time. So I don't just want that left hip to lift. I want you to push down into the left foot and lift both hips up to the sky. Lower both hips down. You've got 10 with this leg. So lift and lower. Really concentrate on lifting that right hip as much as you lift the left. You might not feel like you get very high to start with. That's fine. It will come. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you hold this one? Lift that right hip a little more. 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. And rest the right foot to the floor. Bring the left knee into the chest and lift the leg to the sky. This, I hate this exercise because it's so hard and to feel like you're getting a good range of movement, but trust me, there's benefit even if you're only lifting a few inches. So pull the waist in and think about lifting both hips together. Push into the right foot, lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 8, lower. 7, lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. See if you can hold it on 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Bend the left knee, place the foot down. Just going to lift both hips. So push into both feet. Drive both hips up to the sky. Once you get there, close the gap between the feet. So just bring the feet to touch. Knees can go out to the side. You can hold the knees out to the side. Lift your hips as high as you can. So I want you to feel that connection through the backs of the legs and the backs of the hips. We've just got 10 here. 9. Breathe. 8. 7. Tuck the tailbone more. 6. 5. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Roll it down. Really carefully roll the hips to the floor. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a good hug and just gently rock from side to side. Reach for the feet or the ankles, your variation of a happy baby. So either feet or ankles, just let the hips open. Try and let the tailbone relax. Take the knees out wider. Take the feet out wider. Soften the shoulders down. Take 3 big breaths in and out. Breathe in and out. Big breath. Exhale. Close the shins, one shin on top of the other. Rock all the way up to a seat. Close the eyes. Just sit with the legs crossed. Place the hands on the knees. Sit nice and tall. Pull the shoulders up towards the ears and then set them back and down. Draw the navel into the spine. Lift the spine even taller still. Take a big breath in, reach the arms up to the sky. And a big breath out, just bring the hands down into prayer heart center. Thank yourself for giving up time and starting your week with practice. Well done. Namaste. Good work.